Hello, everybody. What is up? It is me, Above the Zero, and today with me is
Corky. Happy Halloween. So today we have some great articles for you about lots of lots of news going around the esports scene. We're also dressed up for the occasion, kind of. This is very uncomfortable. Alright, well let's get started. Alright, so last week we talked about Activision and how they were partnering with Blizzard to create another esports league. Well, this week there's another news headline that we found about Activision partnering with ESL to further expand on their involvement in esports. Do you have anything to say about this?
no.
Well, it's just pretty important for us to it's pretty important for us to observe and acknowledge that Activision is taking some pretty major steps, and they're looking to be a very large part of the esports community.
Yeah. All right. So our next story is actually a projection. So in 2018, we are projected to be making $1.9 billion worth of revenue.
Well, not
in
us.
Esports. Well, not us. We're
Esports.
Not.
Esports as a whole.
Esports as a whole is projected to make $1.9 billion. That all comes from the sponsorship deals, all the tournaments, all the prize money, everything combined into one, and that's pretty fucking cool for me. I've been watching esports from the beginning, and yeah, it's going to continue to grow with all these deals happening. It's getting bigger. It's making it on TV. ESPN's noticing us, so yeah.
In order by region, Asia is the biggest contributor to this number of $1.9 billion. And then I believe North America and Europe in that order. So it's really nice to see that it's a pretty worldwide market too. While Asia's leading, they're not leading by it's not like they have 70% of the market. It's more like they have 30% of the market, It's all really close, and it's really helping bring the world together in all sorts of different cultures and societies. We can all video game together and enjoy that. So it's pretty cool to see this huge expansion. Okay, so our next article is actually a bit of a follow-up from some of our previous articles about Dignitas and how they had two LCS teams, so one of them needed to be sold. Their European team has confirmed to have been sold to Follow Esports, which is an esports company focused on exposing esports and following them all.
Yeah.
Their name Follow Esports. But anyway, they were sold for at least $500,000 according to our article, which will be in the description. Some information in the article says something about there being a bidding war and it's starting at $500,000. So for all we know, the sum could be a lot more than that, but that's at least the baseline. The awkwardness of that silence.
Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs?
Alright, so our next story is actually about our favorite Riot Games. As you can see, they're moving over to a franchise model. We talked about it 2-3 weeks ago.
Well, they're thinking about it.
Alright, thinking about it. Potentially moving over to a franchise model. Basically, here are the three main details that you need to know about it. Number one, they're moving over to a franchise model. Possibly. Number two, it kind of protects the players because they can't really just be fucked over like the one organization in the Oceanic where they didn't play their players for a whole split, or MYM Corey. I'm sure you guys remember that story where he didn't get paid for a whole split and he was harassed by the organizations, basically making the teams accountable. And number three, Riot can kick the teams out of the leagues if they're not following the rules.
Yeah, they can use it. We're gonna quote Uncle Ben here and say, "With great power comes great responsibility." I mean, Riot Games can use this model and use it properly and protect people and use it the right way, or they can just be assholes and make everybody their slave and to do whatever they want. Now, what they'll do, I don't know. Riot has a history of making it seem like they're doing the right thing, but then kind of not. So
there is one more thing I'd like to say about this. We didn't cover this story, but I believe 3 weeks ago, Riot cut ties with G2A sponsorships at the beginning of Worlds, basically saying to teams, you cannot have the G2A logo on your shirts. It cannot be visible on our stream. We don't want it to be there. Now, they're completely in the right to do this because it is their intellectual property. It is League of Legends. It is a Riot Games stream. It is their biggest competition in the world. And if they don't want a sponsor via pornography, alcohol, or smoking, anything like that, they can ban those sponsors. I mean, it is their league. They can do what they want. But the fact is, G2A pumped millions of dollars into the esports industry. Now, for you who don't know who G2A is, basically what they do is they move to the Middle East, buy a whole bunch of keys over there, where the
Game
value
keys.
of the dollar is a lot cheaper, and they sell the game keys to Americans, Canadians, British, anywhere where the game's more expensive, and you save money on the game codes. This is a gray market. Some game developers took a stand against this, but I mean, it's not bad. They're putting money into the industry. They've actually done stuff. They did try to make Reddit put a mob towards Riot Games, basically saying, hey, we put this amount of money, we're actually really good for the esports community, yada yada. But the fact of the matter is, besides Kingwin, you didn't have any competition, and you could walk into this space, toss up a whole bunch of money, and for relatively cheap, you can own that market. So they made themselves seem like the good guys, but they were just abusing it. But Riot's completely in the right. There's one example of how they could abuse their power. But like you said, great power, great responsibility.
Rip. Uncle
Hopefully
Ben.
they don't fuck it up.
All right. Thanks for joining us in this episode of Esports Upload. We'll be sure to catch you guys next time. And like usual, all of the articles that we got our information from will be in the description. And I guess that's it for now. We'll see you guys next time. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and ask any questions you have for us or any suggestions in the comments. We read all of them and reply to the intelligent and valuable ones.
Yeah.
Thanks. Happy Halloween. Don't eat any razor blades by mistake.
Rainbow Road.